Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome. So good to be together this evening. Welcome to day 7 of our 21-day journey together. My name is Delia. I'm currently based in Wales. I'm originally from Romania, but I've been living in Wales for the past 14 years, so quite some time. And it's a great joy and a great privilege to be here together. We're going to have a wonderful session, jam-packed of goodies. We have an amazing program. I'll talk about it a bit in a short while, but it's so good to be together. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We will have a breakout room specially for you to catch up on the meditation, on the self-realization meditation, and with any questions you may have. If you have been following us from day one, a huge well done. And if this is your second or the third time, just so you know, the recordings are on the website. We'll put them in the chat room as well, so you can catch up on every single program we've had from day one. And I hope you'll be here with me this evening till the end, hopefully to enjoy a nice time together. So yesterday, if you've been to the program yesterday, we learned about the elements, about using the elements to cleanse our chakras, our subtle body, and we've learned about the foot soak. And today we are going to learn so many more things. Just so you know, all these sessions are recorded. So just because in case you missed one, you can go and look at the recordings. So don't worry, you'll have everything at your fingertips. Thank God for this technology, because it helps us tremendously nowadays. We aim to keep this program to an hour. The session will end. We'll continue with some Q&As and with the breakout rooms. If you want to stay a bit longer, around 30-40 minutes longer after the main session. Okay, and you'll have the option to ask questions at the end. Sahaja Yoga is always free of charge, so you don't have to pay anything for this course. You don't have to pay anything for the Sahaja Yoga meditation, because you cannot pay for something that is within you. Okay, so that's a very important thing. And let me tell you about what we'll be doing this evening. So here is a slide with some of the points we'll go through today. So we'll learn about how to meditate at home, because it's so important to meditate at home, and we'll give you some tips about how to do that. We'll have a guided meditation. As always, we'll have a video by Shri Mataji, who is the founder of Sahaja Yoga. We'll have meditation with live music. I'm so excited because we have an amazing musician with us today. And we'll be introducing the one-to-one mentorship program. And I can't tell you how excited I am for this. We'll tell you about this later on. And as I said, we'll have Q&A and support room, so breakout room sessions at the end. Okay. And without further ado, I want to invite our lovely presenters. I'm so blessed to be today with Nigel, with Felicity, and with Adam. If you want to join me on the main screen. Hello everyone. Okay, so if you want to introduce yourselves, that would be great. Hello Nigel, welcome.
Hello Delia, lovely to be here. My name's Nigel. I'm based in London, I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga for several decades. Started in London, one of the famous meetings just off the King's Road in Chelsea, those of you who know London, and couldn't stop. And so I'm still here, loving it.
Thank God you didn't stop, because then we wouldn't be able to be together this evening.
I know.
Thank you so much, Nigel. Hi, Felicity, welcome.
Hi, thank you, Delia. I'm Felicity, a retired primary teacher. I have 5 children and grandchildren who we have all raised using this meditation. I'm very grateful that we had this as a tool to help, especially the teenagers, lead more balanced and calmer lives in this kind of crazy world we live in. And I've been practicing since my 20s, and I actually met Shri Mataji in India all those years ago. So it was a very special experience.
I think I actually know you've stayed with Shri Mataji for quite, like, from the early ages of Sahaja Yoga. You've been around, so lucky.
Yes, it was very special.
Thank you so much, Felicity. Welcome. And last but not the least, our musician, Adam. Hello.
Hi, welcome everyone. So my name is Adam. I'm in my shed in my garden, actually. I'm down in lovely Devon in the UK, near the seaside in the southwest. I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since kind of the mid-90s, and like Nigel, I couldn't give it up. And as part of falling in love with meditation, I also fell in love with this thing. And so my contribution this evening is to play us hopefully some nice music to meditate to later on.
I'm so happy, because I absolutely love the music of sitar, and it's not an easy instrument to play. I know it's quite difficult, so well done for being able to play it. So I'm sure we'll be here we're ready for a treat. So without any further, without further ado, I want to start the program. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will hand it over to Nigel.
Well, hello. Welcome wherever you are coming in from across the world. My role here today is just to start off by trying to help guide you to best practices, if you like, for meditating at home. We like to encourage people to meditate regularly, because it's kind of a virtuous circle. Every time we sit down to meditate, the benefits accrue very gently but very powerfully. So meditating at home is extremely important, and even when we have the live meetings around the world, face-to-face meetings as we have had for decades, we still encourage people to meditate at home as much as they do at the meetings. And there's it's nothing complicated about it. Sahaja Yoga is very simple in basics. It's really just a matter of allowing the process to occur, allowing the meditation to occur to us. There's no complicated things we have to think about. But one of the things we try and do is help you or encourage you to establish, what we think of as a cozy corner in your home, some place where you can go, and it's your little meditation retreat area where you feel at home, and it kind of sets you up for the whole process as you settle down. And it doesn't need anything special about it. We do, as you may, those of you who've been coming before, we do use the elements fundamentally in everything we do, whether it's foot soaking with the water or the candle for the fire. And so we would suggest that and again, it's not mandatory, nothing is mandatory in Sahaja Yoga, but we would suggest that you can try and set up a little area which has a candle. You can sit on a floor or on a chair. Again, there's no ritual about it. And we have learned over the years that using a photograph of Shri Mataji as a focal point in our corner, if you like, really does help us to settle into our spiritual practice as we go into the meditation. So with that said, I mean, of course, obviously you can have incense, nice smelling incense, or even a light amount of music going on, in the background, just to help you get into a meditative state. And once you sit in your little cozy corner, every morning and every evening, we say 10 minutes twice a day is much better to do it regularly every day if possible, rather than skipping days and try to cram in 5 hours on a Saturday. Better to try and do evenly paced and just do a little and often, and you will 100% notice the difference and the effects of a regular practice every day. To actually do the meditation, we'll go through one, of course, now, but it's just allowing ourselves to give space to the meditation. It's not something we mentally focus on, or we mentally throw ourselves into. We sit comfortably, both hands open, because we want to feel the spiritual energy as we meditate. So we'll keep them on our laps open. Again, it's not mandatory, but it's just recommended. It's a nice feeling when you feel a gentle, cool breeze on your fingers, although not everybody does. I certainly, when I started, felt not that much when I started. It took time for it to develop over months and years. Then we'll talk a little bit. So those of you who've been coming before will know about raising the Kundalini and giving yourself a bandhan, which is really, again, just another way of centering ourselves, bringing ourselves into balance, and allowing the meditative peace to start to settle on us. And hopefully by the time we've got that whole ambiance set up around us, we'll start to automatically feel the power of the real meditation, the real spiritual awakening, if you like. So that said, I'm going to now hand it over to Felicity, and we can have the actual experience, which is where it really counts. Bye.
Right. So here we are. Imagine, here we are. You're in your home. I'm in my home. I have my little cozy corner. When you have one place set aside for meditation, each time you sit to meditate, it builds the energy there. It builds the peaceful, the quiet, the meditative energy. So each time you come to sit down, it's easier to go into the meditative state. So we're going now to model and give some helpful hints on how to go into meditation on your own at home. So we're first going to start by raising the Kundalini, which we've shown the past few days. So left hand steady, right hand rotating. So the left hand is bringing up the Kundalini energy up to the top of the head once tight. We do it 3 times for each of the channels. Tie twice, 3rd time. Three times on the last. We tie a knot to hold our Kundalini up the top of our head so that we are connected to this all-pervading energy all around us. Now we'll do the bandhan, which is from left side, your left side, to the right side. We're creating a bandhan of protection around the 7 chakras. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. So for each of the chakras. And when you do this, try to do it with calm attention see what you're feeling. Are you feeling the Kundalini coming up inside? Can you feel this peace start to settle in? So now those of you who have a foot soak bucket ready, just please place your feet in the foot soak bucket and we'll begin the meditation. So let's close our eyes and let our attention settle inside ourselves. So in the beginning, we ask ourselves, what am I feeling today? What am I feeling in my hands, inside my body, on top of my head? So a good check at the beginning is just take your right hand and slowly pull up the Kundalini energy to the top of the head and lightly feel, lightly touch the top of the head and see if you're feeling any heat or cool on your palm. Either is good, it means your Kundalini is up. And heat means the Kundalini has started already cleansing, pushing out all the heat and negative energy from the day. Cool means we have already come into balance, which is the starting point for going into a deep meditation. Let's put our attention. What am I feeling on my hands? Am I feeling anything? Am I feeling tingling? Certain fingers may be heavy or heat. Later we'll show how to decode. So you learn to be master, your own guru, what is happening in my subtle system. But for now, we allow the Kundalini to do her job, cleansing us inside. If your hands feel very tingly or hot or heavy, you can rub them and just like throw away any negative energy as it's clearing out of our hands. And then back on our lap. So sometimes we feel cool in the left, but heat in the right, or vice versa. So we do the technique to clear the channels. If you're not feeling very much, it's good practice to start the meditation just by gently clearing the left side channel first. So here we place the right hand down to our feet on the earth or in the water, allowing the elements to clear. Let everything go. Feel all the stresses of the day melt away. Any anxieties, any stress, negative emotions. Let them clear from my left side through the right hand to the earth. Keep the attention at the top of the head, where we touched. If you feel thoughts, say not this, Let me be in the present moment. This is my moment to nourish myself, to nourish my spirit. After some time, we can change and clear the right hand side. So we put our right hand on our lap, our left hand facing palm backwards to the sky, clearing to the element of the ether. Let go of all our thoughts of planning the future, activity. Let all the heat from the right side lift to clear into the air. Place our left hand back on our lap. The peace is really settling inside. Now we feel in our body, are there any blocks in my subtle centers? Am I feeling heaviness or tightness, or maybe even a little pain? So I take the right hand, the hand of action. It's going to nourish and give energy to the center, the blocks that I might feel in my body. So today we'll put our hand on our left heart, on our heart. And if you are feeling a tightness here, we keep our hand, our right hand, nourishing, channeling the energy into the heart chakra, the heart of our being. We can move our hand to the center between the rib cage. Mother Kundalini, give me strength and courage. Let all anxiety, insecurity melt away. You can ask the Kundalini to help us. We use the affirmations to strengthen, deepen our meditation. We'll take a hand to our throat. If we don't feel anything in our fingers or our hands, this center is usually because this center has a blockage. So in our meditation, we can nourish this center to clear this blockage. So when we meditate at home, learn to trust ourselves, to listen and trust what we feel inside, and have confidence in our ability to help cleanse ourselves. Have confidence that we can learn to know ourselves, become our own master. And in doing so, lead more balanced and enriched lives. Now put our right hand down, keeping attention at the top of the head. Now begins the real meditation. Kundalini has come up to the top of the head. She is connecting us to the all-pervading energy all around through the top chakra. We are connected now to the deeper part of ourselves, the purest qualities within us. And now through silent meditation, this energy flows through us to open all our centers and purify and open more and more. So these pure positive qualities of innocence, creativity, balance, security, love, playful joyfulness, detachment from worldly cares, forgiveness, purity of thought, integration, all parts of our being, emotional, physical, spiritual, united in the silence and peace. The top is ahead. We'll enjoy a few moments in the silence, in the pure meditation. We can take our feet out of the water and wash. Just gently put the water aside and continue in the silence. And gradually keeping in the silence, we'll listen without reaction or thinking and absorb the inspiring words of our founder Shri Mataji.
But with this power, you become so much full of compassion. Then your attention goes from you to others. What you can do for others. How can you give them realization? And suddenly you discover that around you is so many destructive forces, so many disturbing forces, so many problems. Suddenly you find they disappear. If you can transform human being, but it's no question of transformation. I would say it is the question of evolutionary process. And when this takes place, you find you are transformed completely. And thousands have to be transformed. Thousands and thousands and millions. But somehow, America has a different type of approach to spirituality. They think if I don't take money, then something wrong with me. I must accept money. And they have told me so many things. Some experts came and told me, explained to me all the economics and all that which I don't understand. And they think that it should be sellable. Can't understand this kind of a thing. How much will you pay for Christ? How much will you pay for any saintly personality? Because its value cannot be judged. It's invaluable. Something that's the most invaluable for you is to know yourself. If you have not known yourself, you are still going round and round and round in the mad rush of thinking. Even Einstein, you'll be surprised, has talked about it, that he was trying to find the theory of relativity. And just he couldn't find it. So he went into his garden and was playing with the soap bubbles, and suddenly from somewhere unknown, that's what he says, the theory of relativity dawned upon him. And he called that unknown area, he called them by a name, you see. And that name is rather, to me, not so precise. But he says there is an area which you can exploit, by which you can understand for the future generation, for the future scientist, where you get the ideas from there. And he said for that you must have a kind of a personality that can perceive that torsion area from where the ideas are coming. If he can enter into that area, you can get the full idea as to what is reality. He calls it cognitive. He says this is cognitive science. And such a person can tell you so many things which, when you put it to the scientific test, you'll find is absolutely correct. And this is what happened to him, because himself was a realized soul. And many people like Newton himself was a realized soul. Abraham Lincoln was a realized soul. But they could not tell about it to others because nobody would believe, and anybody tried to tell anything, they just used to torture them. Every saint, real saint, has been tortured. Every Sufi has been tortured. In our country especially, many saints have been very badly treated. Also in other countries. Why? Because they are only one, and maybe people were jealous that how could they know so much, how could they talk about so many things. Now, with all this, now, only thing, if I have done anything, is very simple, that I thought no use giving these realization to one or two persons, which was the tradition, to give to only one to one. But now, I felt it won't work out. We have to have it for the masses. And what I did was to find out a method by which I can give a mass realization. That's all, which is a simple thing. And that is working, and it worked very well.
So if we just continue to meditate, and I will play us some music to listen to, try and keep your attention above your head and see if you can do that without thinking. So we can open our eyes again. And kind of bring our attention back to where we are. And as we do as we've explained before, at the end of meditation, we can do this raising Kundalini and putting on a bandhan to kind of bring our meditation with us. So we've hopefully been feeling some thoughtlessness, and we want to bring that with us into the rest of our evening. So we do this raising Kundalini first. So we have our left hand in front of our body. Take our right hand around the left hand. Raise the left hand up, watching the palm as you go up. And above your head, you tie a knot. And then you do it again. So this is exactly the same. Raising the left hand, watching the palm as you go up, above your head. This time you tie 2 knots. And then the final time, the third time, same again, left hand watching the palm above the head. This time you tie 3 knots. And then after that, we do this bandhan. So we take our right hand from our left side, our left hip, draw an arc up over our head like a big rainbow and back. So we do that 7 times, once for each of the 7 chakras. And that's how we can kind of try and, like I said, bring this meditation, this thoughtlessness, hopefully, that we've touched on with us a little bit. Before I hand back to Delia, I just wanted to say, sorry, I can't really see myself without my glasses. I just wanted to say something briefly about Indian classical music. As Nigel was saying, when you're meditating, you can use music sometimes to, music's a very direct way of affecting us. There's no thought involved, it just kind of goes straight in. Indian classical music is interesting in that it's specifically comes from a culture of spirituality, but of looking to enhance this state of meditation. So it's designed, literally designed to bring us into thoughtlessness. There's a very beautiful little saying they have, which is, forgive my pronunciation, but it's something like Swarahi Ishwarahe, which means that the swara, the notes, they take us to Ishwara, to the formless, to God. So this very much the culture of the music, that the music and the notes are designed to bring us into center and to take us beyond. And so I'm fully biased here, I will admit, because I'm a bit of a fan, but it can be a nice music to listen to when you're meditating. Indian classical music in itself is one thing, and then there are many different ways in which it's performed. So you have vocalists, you have sitar players, you have people playing bansarai, the bamboo flute, the santur, the sarod. There's an endless, almost a list of mediums, instruments that people use to play the music, and you may well find you prefer some of them to others, but I would say it's worth trying when you're meditating to see if it enhances your experience. It's designed for that, so it's worth seeing if it works. Anyway, that's enough from me. I will hand you back now to Delia.
Thank you so much, Adam. What a treat to have this live music and to meditate on live music specifically designed for meditation. I think I could stay for hours without getting bored or anything, just to enjoy the blissfulness, because indeed it takes you beyond. So thank you so much. Right, trying to find words. So this has been our meditation session. I'm going to ask Felicity to join me on the screen, because we want to talk to you about something really exciting that we are going to introduce this evening. And I can't tell you what a blessing this is, because it's an amazing mentorship program. It's an amazing thing to have a mentor. So I will give the scene to you, Felicity, to tell us more about this, please.
Thank you, Delia. So tonight we are starting the mentorship program. It's separate and different from the breakout rooms. So the mentorship program is a one-to-one matching of you, if you would like, with an experienced meditator who can support you as you grow and learn and practice the meditation. So it's not confined to the evening program or the breakout rooms. We'll offer you tonight a sign-up form just to give your contact details, where you live, so we can try to match someone in your area. And it can be for a few times, a few conversations. It could be longer if you like, a few weeks, a few months. It's flexible. And we try to find a comfortable match. If the personalities aren't quite fitting, that's fine. We're perfectly happy to change and try find somebody different. It's we're all volunteers, but we all wish to share our experiences and to help and support you in any ways that you might need. And your support person, you can make contact in different ways through texting, voicemail, WhatsApp, phone call, email, whatever suits you, whatever times are convenient to you both. So there's lots of flexibility in it, and it continues on after the 21-day program. So I think that's the main points I can think of tonight. So there's going to be on the screen, they're going to share the sign-up form. So here you can right now take your phone and scan the QR code, which will automatically open the form. You just fill in your name, your contact details, what native language you have. We have many different mentors who speak different languages. So I think in the beginning, it's really nice to speak to someone in your native language. And this link that is here will also be posted on WhatsApp and YouTube and in the chat tonight. And we will follow up in following programs with the same opportunity and information. Thank you. Back to you, Delia.
Thank you so much, Felicity. Yeah, you have in the chat box, you have the link with everything that you need to take part in this mentorship program, and I highly encourage you. I mean, I was thinking, what an amazing thing to be able to, create a bond with someone that can help you in your inner journey, in your meditation journey, without any strings attached, or it's just because it's such a wonderful thing to share. So I highly encourage you to click on that form to fill it in and submit it. So we'll have a short Q&A session now before we'll conclude the session, the main session, and then we'll go into the breakout rooms a bit later. So I'm going to ask our wonderful presenters to join me on the screen and ask you, so whoever wants to share their experience, or if you want to send us questions, please do, in case we can't answer your questions via the main session, take them in the breakout room, and one of the Sahaja Yoga meditation teachers, they will answer the questions. But it'll be really lovely to hear if you have any experiences you'd like to share with us, or if you have any questions. And we're welcoming you to send them via the chat. So
Delia, can I say something quickly while we're waiting? I just want to say this mentor scheme is incredibly selfish on our part, by the way, everybody. We get more out of it than anybody as the volunteers who act as the mentors. So the joy and the kind of just the real sense of togetherness that we get from helping others is a massive boost, especially in these troubled times.
Yes, I'm so glad you've said that, because it's truly a joy, to be here, to do this program, to do this mentorship for us, because we gain so much through this meditation experience that we want to share it to the world. And it feels so joyful. And it's like when you have an amazing, I'm thinking for me, an amazing moisturizer, I tell my friends, look, it's amazing. And so it's so nice, to share the love and the joy with everyone around us, especially when it comes to such an important thing, which is our inner self, our inner being. So
it sounds very twee, but it's really the truth.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Sorry.
I know. And I think that's important, isn't it? Because we say these things, we feel this, we feel that, and we want to help in the mentorship program that you also can experience.
That is so true.
You can feel the reality of it, that it's not just our words, that you actually can feel something too. So hopefully many will sign, and we can, but if not, that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. We have questions coming through. So I'm just going to ask Nigel. You're the first on the screen, so no pressure. But the first question we got is how to balance ambition with meditation, or how can meditation balance ambition?
Oh, it's quite obvious. You just give up all ambition.
Like that.
Ambition, what job? Who cares? I'm being flippant.
Yes,
So
yes, says he, the journalist.
Just in case I get attacked. It's really interesting because this is one of the things that happened to me when I started. So I was at the time I was working in the IT industry, and I remember asking in one of my first meetings, well, how do you do the job if you're going to be all this sort of, airy fairy, meditative sort of person? But what transpired and what's happened over the years, and I've been doing 30 years now, is that you become more dynamic, not less, but in a balanced way. So it's not that you lose all ambition, or you lose all will to do things well or properly. It actually is enhanced. Shri Mataji called it our enlightened attention, and that enlightened attention is really, really powerful. I mean, in all sorts of ways that we probably don't recognize, to be honest with you. But you find that our sense of focus is so much better. We're able to really deliver all of our attention to something, and that's important in a time when attention is everywhere, isn't it? It's being fragmented by everything around us, the digital age and all that kind of stuff. But no, ambition and purpose and all those kind of positive aspects of being a human being in the modern world become enhanced. It's really crazy how I see Felicity's nodding. She's experienced the same thing, as a teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. When I was doing my first teaching practice, and we had all the children in different groups doing different things, and I'd had a particularly good meditation the night before and that morning, and my supervisor was in, and she said to me, and it was true, she said, "You seem to know where all the children are, what they're all doing." And I went, yes, and I realized, yes, I did. It was like I had this overview of the room. She said, all my other students are kind of overwhelmed and going a little bit crazy, and I realized this is the meditation. It's given me that balance inside. It's given me that steadiness of attention, and I'm not thinking, but I'm completely aware of where the children are and what they're doing and what they needed. And it was a really nice validation of how much the meditation had been helping me without me realizing it. I mean, sometimes that's what happens. You are in a similar situation, a few months later after you started the meditation, and you go, oh, I'm not reacting the same way. I'm still a fully functioning, doing my job, but in a more efficient, better way.
Absolutely. It's so nice to share this, and we all have these similar stories to share. I have one more question I want to ask, and just so you know, all other questions we'll answer them in the breakout rooms, I promise. Adam, we have an interesting question from one of the meditators who joined us today. They were saying, today I was feeling a bit disturbed, so could not focus on meditation well. I felt quite unstable today during meditation. Is this a common thing?
Well, I mean, I think yes would be the answer to that. I think, if you're a human being, then you will have times when you don't feel that great, and that's the human condition, isn't it? So the thing, obviously, as we've all alluded to, a practice of meditation just helps you to be able to return to a kind of a balanced position within yourself. Like we're talking about ambition, it's not that you hide away in your house or you hide away from the world. Quite the opposite. It allows you to engage with the world more fully, but then it also gives you this capacity to come back, from whatever state of stress or activity you've been in. So yeah, I think with the meditation, it's just about keeping going with it. I mean, it's a bit like this thing here. You practice and you're patient. And over time, practicing and being patient, you develop, I guess you develop capacity, ability to do, either with an instrument, you learn how to play it, and with meditation, you learn how to find this space within yourself where you can allow, because this Kundalini, she rise, it's her sort of nature to rise up. So it's not like we make her rise up. It's her nature to do that. We just have to let it happen, which is a bit of a word, a bit of a paradox sometimes. We think, oh, I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to sit down.
Yeah.
And actually, that's not how it works. You sit down, and you have to somehow get yourself out of the way. You have to.
Absolutely.
You have to let it
Absolutely.
happen.
Can I just add a little bit to that? So today I felt it was a very deep meditation. And when you start meditating, the Kundalini comes up and you start clearing layers out. And sometimes, like today, when it was very deep things that we've experienced in our lives, stressful times, traumatic times, painful times, these things, or we've got some imbalance in our chakras, these start awakening and clearing out. And then we can have a somewhat disturbed meditation in that these things are coming up, and then they come up and they clear out of us. So if we're having a meditation that we're starting to feel uncomfortable, maybe we have a memory suddenly from the past that's disturbing, it's because it's got released and it's coming up to this center here. And if you just be calm and just say, oh, look at that, and let it go, it will just clear out of you. And it's amazing how all these past experiences, these traumas, Kundalini is really working at cleansing and clearing us. And that's why sometimes we have a more uncomfortable meditation, because something is coming out. And then you feel this lightness. If you can just let it go, and then you'll feel this lightness afterwards. So I hope that helps a bit more.
I'm sure it does. And
It's part of the normal process. Not to worry or think there's something odd about you. We've all been through that too.
Yes, indeed. And see these beautiful answers. So this is another encouragement to sign up to those mentorship sessions, because see,
you're selling it, Delia.
No, don't sell it.
You are going to get, a real treat. So please take advantage.
It bears
I'm not taking any
repeating.
bonus for the number of registrations, by the way, just to make it clear.
It bears repeating that there is no charge.
Yeah.
There is no charge.
You don't have to give us a credit card or anything like that.
We'll do our best. We'll do our
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was a real joy to be together with you. And I'm going to just say a few words about tomorrow's session. So we are going to learn a bit more about the right side channel and about an amazing technique where we are going to use the ice pack. So we're going to use the effect of the coolness of the ice in order to cleanse the right channel. So for tomorrow, we would encourage you to have an ice pack if possible. It's very easy to make one, just, bag filled with ice, or like a flexible gel or a block, or you just put a plastic bottle, you fill it halfway through with water and chuck it in the freezer this evening, so you have it ready for tomorrow. It would be really helpful because you'll see the difference. So if you can have this ready for tomorrow, that would be really helpful. And these are on the screen. You can see a slide with the links. So we have a WhatsApp group. Please join the WhatsApp group if you haven't done so already. We're going to use the same Zoom link for tomorrow and every session in this program. Tell your friends, tell your family to join us because it's such an amazing opportunity, and it's free of charge, just to stress this out a bit more. 7:45 p.m. is the time we are meeting every evening. And you're in for a really, blissful session every single time, I'm sure of it. And in the chat, you have all the details, so you can just click on the links. And also, we talked about the photograph, Shri Mataji's photograph to do the meditation. You also have a link to be able to download the photograph in order to start your meditation journey at home, because you'll see the difference. It's an amazing difference. And now we are going to conclude this session for this evening. I hope I've said everything. And we are going to go into breakout rooms. So whoever wants to stay with us, if you're here for the first time, please raise your hand so we can take you into a special breakout room called the self-realization room. This is for the newcomers. So please raise your hand and let us know whether you're here for the first time. And if you want to join the breakout room, you have the details in this slide. We so look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. It was a bit longer maybe than usual, but I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you've learned something. And I hope, just pay attention to what you're feeling inside and how you're feeling. I hope it's not just feeling relaxed, but you feel joyful or peaceful or more grounded, more balanced. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. And let's move on to the last part, into the breakout rooms. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Delia.